In this video, we are going to discuss degrees and angles. What exactly is a degree? A degree is a way that we can measure an angle. If you were to draw a circle and split it up into 360 different steps all the way around the circle, starting at this point, let's just go ahead and name this point A. So if you were to step 360 times in even steps around this circle, getting back at point A, each step would be a degree. So moving from there to the next point, or the next step, would be 1 out of 360, and that's equal to 1 degree. Let me write that a little bit bigger so you can see how to label a degree. A degree is simply the number with the circle as a superscript. So continuing on, if we were to go a quarter of the way around that circle, we would be at 90 out of 360. So 90 out of 360 is simply 90 degrees. Continuing on around that circle, if we were to go halfway around the circle, we would be at 180 out of 360. And remember, a single degree is 1 out of 360, so 180 out of 360 is 180 degrees. Halfway around the circle, 180. And so on, all the way around the circle. One step right before A would be 359 degrees, and back at A would be 360 degrees. So starting at A, we're at 0 degrees, and we make it all the way around back to point A to 360 degrees. So let's dive into what an angle is so we can understand how to measure it with degrees. An angle is formed by two rays extending from the same endpoint. Looking at that visually, if I was to draw one ray going this way, starting at point X and going to point Y, and I was to draw another ray also going from point X but through some other point, let's call this point Z, and you can see these two rays extend or branch out from the same endpoint X, and they create an angle that can be measured in degrees. So this angle, we can label this as angle, which is a little symbol that represents angle. We can label this as angle X. We can label this as angle Z, X, Y. Or we can label this as angle Y, X, Z. These last two being that X is in between Z and Y, because X is the endpoint of those two rays and it represents the angle that we're measuring. X, the endpoint of both of our rays, is known as the vertex. So that point X is the vertex of our angle. The sides of our angles would be side XZ, which is 1, or side XY, which would be our second side. You can see that an angle is made up of a single vertex or endpoint and two sides, in this case xc and xy. So in this next video, we're going to understand how to measure this angle in degrees.